Alright, so as you could see in the beginning there, I was doing a little bit of work on the nether tunnels. I decided I'd start a little bit on that. We don't have the tools and resources necessarily to make a complete project out of it just because of the scale something like that is. But I want to get at least a design started because I don't know why. I just want to. It seems fun. I've never actually done that in Minecraft, make nether tunnels and all that. So I'm kind of just excited to see what that's really like. I can tell already though that it's going to be a gigantic project, and we're just going to do a small section of it there, and we're going to see what exactly it's like. I had an idea our main hallways going in the main directions would be stone, and then where they branch off, depending on like what they went to, the theme of the hallway would change. For example, the only nether portal we have set up right now is the one to the jungle, and once it branches off to the left here, I would change it from stone to maybe some sort of jungle theme with jungle wood or leaves, stuff like that, just to break it up, give it some visual interest. That's what it is. Give it some visual interest, and also it would help us navigate because instead of having to see signs or write stuff down, we'd be able to just cruise along, and then we'd see, oh, okay, that's the jungle themed hallway, so that is where that hallway is going to take us. And then we'd see, oh, this is the ice themed hallway, so that's going to take us to a spiked ice biome, and so on and so forth. Anyway, what I decided to come up with here is a 3x3 tunnel, and that would mean that I hollowed out a 5x5 minus the corners, and we'll have to decorate that. I'm just going to get a few things on my hotbar here that we can play around with. Alright, I'd repeated the pattern just a few more times here. Ran out of materials. So we can't do all of it at the moment. Well, we can't do all of it anyway, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up a little pathway here. Temporary pathway. And we're going to see kind of what it feels like to run through it. So obviously we're not going to be at this level. We're going to be up here, which just like this, I really like it. I'm really happy with it so far. Once we get it on a larger scale, I think it's going to be really cool. But if we're coming through here, I'm really happy with it. It's really pleasing. So I think we're going to stick with this. I think this is the final design for the main hallway at least. Okay, so we've pretty well run out of supplies other than this, which is kind of odds and ends. Just going to run through here. I'm liking how this is looking so far. This is what I did. Kind of just took one part of the build and repeated it over a long distance, just to kind of see what the flow of it would actually be. And so far, this is pretty manageable, I think. It's going to take a little bit of work, of course, because it's still, I mean, it's easy, but it's still a humongous project, really. But what we really will be needing first is tools, materials, and I think we should do a few projects in between here to make this easier. That way this doesn't feel like as much of a grind and more of an enjoyable experience, really. So I think we're going to call that good for now on this project. And I think The next thing that we get to work on is going to be an XP farm of some sort. Okay, so I looked it up, book of things that I wrote down, and a skeleton spawner is actually the only spawner I found. Tells you anything. I think we're just gonna go on a little adventure here to find it together. Is this it? Oh, it's a zombie spawner. Sure. We're gonna do it the safe way. So that looks like a spider spawner then. That's good. We have a zombie spawner and a skeleton spawner and a spider spawner. Means any of those resources that they provide, we pretty well have infinite amounts of already. 75 and 339. So we need to go like this. Yep, there it is. Right there. Skeleton. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna dig up to the surface here. I did a little bit of work on this skeleton farm, and it is working currently, and the rates are decent. It's only been operating for a few minutes now, and we do have some pretty good loot. So arrows and bones are no longer a problem. It is also a source of XP. I have a plan for it too, because I'm gonna make it look really cool and not just be a dirty box underground. So what this is right here is the partially carved out spawner room, and what I'm gonna do is once I get a certain amount of bones and stuff, I'm going to use them and make bone blocks, and the bone blocks I'm going to try and use to make a giant skeleton head, which will replace this dirty looking shell that currently surrounds the spawning room. It's pretty simple the way it works. I just did some water streams and then used the soul sand and water trick as an elevator. And then right now they are just being dropped and killed. Actually, they're not even all dying because of armor, since we're playing it hard. So yeah, once we get enough bones and stuff to do that, and then I'm also gonna have to do some tool repairs. Then we'll call this finished. But I'm not just gonna leave it a dirty mess. Anyway, I think I'm gonna talk just a little bit about what's going on currently with my game. So right now we are playing in 1.14, and I'm pretty sure 1.16's out. I'm not sure. I think 1.16's out. Anyway, obviously there's no reason to play in old versions. And the reason I'm using Optifine is because for whatever reason, when I run Java Edition Minecraft, it's causing all sorts of visual glitches, which make the game just really ugly and quite honestly hurts my eyes. So I think it's high time that I actually address that issue and figure out how to fix it, so I don't have to use Optifine. I can delete that, and we can continue to stay up to date with the releases. So I'm going to just work on this a little bit more here, and then once something interesting happens, I will give you guys the walkthrough on it. Okay, so we took a little bit of a break here, and we're gonna hop over into a really laggy creative world. What we need to test here is for our mob system over in our other world, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look into using damage dealing blocks like what are they called? Magma blocks, yes. Magma blocks and campfires. I can test out a few things with it. So we'll put a wall around this so that things can't hop out. Okay, so items on top of here can pass through it. As far as items go, these don't destroy items, so you can use that. I'm curious though which one does more damage, so I guess we'll set that up, and then I guess we'll just spawn a creeper in, and we'll just see how many how many hits it takes to kill it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 hits. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so they do the same amount of damage. I think that if you're going to use one of these to grind mobs, this is going to be the clear choice. Items pass through it, and it doesn't take any more time to kill anything. Okay. Got a few things together here, and I'm just gonna let you guys know kind of what my plan is for the next little bit of this episode. So the goal is that I'm gonna add a lighting system to our mob spawner room, because I find that is just an extremely helpful feature. If you ever have to get back into there and then close it back up, it's like, it's the difference between making it easy and making it a huge project. So I think it's going to be something that's really useful in the future. Even if I only ever use it one more time, I think it's worth it. So I got a few things together for that, and of course I'm going to set up our mob crusher thing with the campfire. And I also am in dire need of diorite, so what we're gonna do is go on a little bit of a mission to find diorite. And I think I might just go around this this abandoned mine shaft, because it's got so much exposed surface area. It might be super easy to find what I'm looking for here. But while I do just a little bit of mindless mining here, I think I'll fill you guys in on a few other things. So, as you can see, there are no lines around the blocks, and you wouldn't notice because everything you guys have seen has had an Optifine applied to it. But what the deal was is, if I didn't have Optifine running, then I had these orange and black and white lines that would go around the block borders, and they were horribly ugly, and on top of that, they were really stressful in the eyes after a period of time. So in order for this to really be vanilla and all, I decided it was time to get rid of that, like I talked about earlier. And there's a lot of time in between what I talked about earlier and where we are now. Different days. Unfortunately, the schedule that I have for this channel is, well, quite honestly, non-existent. At first, it was just a not knowing what I'm doing sort of thing, so kind of getting used to it. But what it's turned into was a lot of different things kept coming up, and I also entered the busy season for my work, which means, well, basically what that translates into is a bunch of excuses and blah blah blah. So yeah, long story short, just a bunch of excuses, and I'm going to attempt not making any promises, because I don't want to have to break it if something else comes up on account of work, because there's still that to worry about. But I'm going to try to be more consistent with my schedule on this, because I really am actually enjoying this quite a bit, and I'm finding a few different ways to make it less of a struggle to get done. I recently acquired a stream deck. Really cool little product. If you don't know what it is, check it out. But basically what that means is I can do a few things a little bit easier, just making improvements that will help me be able to do what I'm doing a little bit easier, and hopefully that translates into more consistency. And of course I'm going to keep looking for ways to make that even easier. Alright, I'm just going to walk over here and kind of show you guys what I got going on. Alright, so here's our entrance that we've been using. Actually, no, it's not. This is, I think I put that there for building. Anyway, what we got going on right now is they're just dropping in here. Some of them are dying, some of them are not dying. I've used a lot of this for bone blocks, so we don't have a whole lot of drops in there yet, but we're definitely getting results, and it is great. I'm just gonna come around here, and this is what I'm needing the diorite for, is this huge thing. But if we go up front, I'll do a little reveal here, head on, that way you can get the full effect. We can see we got a nice skeleton head, or my interpretation of a skeleton head, at a 13 by 13. A normal head in Minecraft is 8 by 8, which is an even number, and that doesn't work with the spawner and yada yada yada. So this is about the closest that I could find that would work out well and still look good. And it also gives us room to put the lighting on the inside and it not interfere with the spawning space or anything like that. Uh-oh. We got a rogue. There you are. Get down there. Ooh. Got him. Alright. Well, I'm going to finish this up a little bit, and I'll probably have to get some more diorite, and then I will give you guys the tour. Alright, so I've done a little bit of work. It's a few hours later now, and I'm just going to show you guys what I got going. So, yeah, we've got a lot of garbage from doing this. So yeah, I say garbage, all of it's useful actually, you know. You'll use it all eventually. Anyway, this is what we came up with for lighting in here. Supposedly, well, I'm not actually sure what it takes to light up a mob spawner 100%, so I just kind of did overkill, and it seems to work. And this works out nice because it keeps mobs from getting stuck on top of the spawner. And this, and this, and this, and bam. And then I guess I'll take you up top here. So this is on top. Just some sketchy redstone. So the signal comes from the bottom, so it comes up through here. Then it goes to these lights and that piston. And then up here, got the tube. I moved the tube. It was coming up and then dropping them down. Actually, this is the hole where they were going down. But instead, I had it come up. And we're going to see, it's kind of a convoluted idea. But we're going to see how it works. It drops it down, or takes them over and drops them down. And that comes out directly in front of the skeleton face. So it might be neat to kind of see him fall in front of the skeleton face or something. Kind of just a little visual thing to make it a little more interesting, something to look at. I need to light up a bunch of stuff around here. It's a complete mess with all the caves and the mine shaft. So let's go back down. So obviously the whole area is still ugly, but that's sort of a work in progress that we'll get to eventually. Well, right now they're going to be falling directly over this, and I'm thinking that... I thought I saw a skeleton up there. It must have been just the smoke. But I'm thinking that it's not going to work because they'll be... if they can see us, they'll be able to wander out of the one by one here. But we're just going to leave it and check it out for now. I may have to just totally redo all that and make a little bit more of an efficient killing method, but we're going to see how it goes. So let's come back over here. Or down, rather. Oops. So right now this is the on and off. So you heard some spawn already. That's good. So we're just going to see what it takes for them to get up here. It is taking quite a while. Oh, I'm struggling. There we go. Did not. Okay, so what happened is they did come down in here, and one went in the fire, which was good. Of course, I'd have to refine that, make it a little bit more interesting to look at, but that was good, actually. But what happened is one went on top of him, or he tracked me. I'm not quite sure which it was. Either the tracking got him, or it just fell on top of the other skeleton, which pushed him out. Oh yeah, I see. More than one comes at a time. They push each other out. Okay, we're back above ground here, and I'm getting a lot of lag, so I think I need to shut it down for a while. But I'm just going to show you real quick. This is the entrance to our skeleton spawner room. It was that over there. That'll take us to the, well, it's closed off now, but it did take us to the back where the chests and all that stuff were set up. I need to clean that up, and, well, there's a lot more work to do down there, but that's one of the things. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you guys so that you're oriented in the world with me here. So we got quite a bit done. In the beginning, we worked quite a bit on the nether, and I'm really excited to see what the nether tunnel turns into over time as we add on to it. It's going to be really cool. And the skeleton spawner is going to be really, really cool too once we get the room cleared out and decorated a little bit. Right now it's really ugly around it. But we got a lot done, and I am also running out of time to get this done for the day. So I think we're going to have to call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want. And I will see you guys next time.